It's time to settle the score, to make a big choice. Some call it a battle, a war, a fight. But we call it the dispute, where we go back and forth to give you our best opinion on who Arsenal should sign in the summer transfer window. And then we leave it for you to decide. So welcome to the transfer exchange, the dispute. Welcome to this week's transfer exchange, the dispute. This week we have two disputes, not three. You may be asking why. Because this is the centre-back position. The centre-back position which has haunted us for so long. So we've decided to split this into two parts. Yes, we've narrowed it down from about the 50, 60 centre-backs that we seem to be linked with on a daily basis and narrowed it down to four. Four which have very strong links to Arsenal. And today you've got Evan Ndicka of Eintracht Frankfurt and Axel Disasi from Rennes of France. We've got Jerome and Steve giving you their point of view on who they think Arsenal should sign. And next week we'll be getting opinions of two others on who they think Arsenal should sign at centre-back. We've also got some insight from Head of Analysis and Opposition Scouting of Dundee United, Stevie Grieve, where he gives us his opinion on whether Odsonne Edouard is good enough to smash it in the Premier League. I mean, on this show we seem to be getting in the experts. Let's hear what Jerome and Steve have to say this time.
Hello again, Steve from the Transfer Exchange show. Evan Ndicka, have you heard of him? Well, let me tell you something. You soon will have. 20-year-old beast of a defender. France under-21 international. At this moment playing for Eintracht Frankfurt. He can play centre-back, left-back. And he's fast. He can play in the defensive midfield position. This season he played in the side against Bayern Munich that beat fresh Bayern Munich 5-1. He also played in the side that beat RB Leipzig 2-0. On both of these occasions he was given man of the match. 20 years old, Bayern Munich and RB Leipzig. He's walking to the Arsenal side next to Saliba next season, just like that, in a heartbeat. He is strong, he is fast, he's excellent in a tackle, and one thing that's going to be good for when he plays for Arsenal, and you can see why Arteta's after him, is that he's very, very calm in possession and loves the ball being thrown out to him. He is the go-to guy. They throw the ball out to him all the time. 20 years old. Like I've already said, awesome prospect. I think we should be able to get him for around about the 15 million mark. Talks have already taken place. And this guy would walk into our side next season, next to Saliba, without any shadow of a doubt, and fit in perfectly, and the physicality of the Premiership won't bother him one little bit. So go and have a watch of this guy. Trust me, Evan Ndicka, this is the man who should be coming to Arsenal. My colleagues are going to try and tell you Axel Disasi should come. Just runs out of steam. My other colleague is going to tell you that Jonathan Tah should come. No, Tah. You can keep him. Even Ndicka at Eintracht Frankfurt. Trust me. Steve, Transfer Exchange, so over and out.
Alright everyone, Jerome here again. In terms of a centre-back, I think we should go out and sign Axel Disasi. Now, who is Axel Disasi? And more importantly, why do I think we should sign him? So, Axel Disasi turned 22 this March. He's 6'3", and he plays centre-back for a team in France in the top division there called Reims. Now, for those of you that don't know, Reims, so far this season, have actually kept the most amount of clean sheets in the division. And a large part of that was due to Axel's performances. Now, what type of centre-back is he, and why do I think he would fit well into our team? So, as mentioned, he's 6'3", he's an absolute monster, and someone that I think our defence has been crying out for years. He's entering the last year of his contract in the summer, and by all accounts should be available for about £15 million, which nowadays is an absolute bargain. In terms of the type of defender that he is, he's very physical, imposing, good on the ball. He's got a good range of passing, a bit like David Luiz, good at spraying balls out from defence. He's very mobile, and I think he's someone that strikers in the Premier League wouldn't like to play against. In terms of his discipline record, he's only picked up 3 or 4 yellow cards the whole season out of 27 games. Because some people have said that he sometimes goes in to challenges in quite a rash way. But by all accounts, if he's only picked up a few yellow cards all season, that's not too bad at all. We're obviously signing William Saliba, or we've signed William Saliba, sorry, who'll be starting for us next season. So I think William Saliba and Axel Disasi could be our centre-back pairing for the next 10 years. So if it was up to me, Axel Disasi is a centre-back that I would go out and sign. So guys, keep an eye on him, and fingers crossed, he's the player we get in the summer.
I mean, they don't sound bad. And my scouts, who I trust, always put across a good argument. But do you think they're good enough to play for Arsenal? Do you think they're good enough for the Premier League? You know what to do. Comment. Now, let's see what Head of Analysis and Opposition Scouting of Dundee United, Stevie Grieve, said about Odsonne Edouard and Scottish football.
Odsonne Edouard's been linked to Arsenal quite a lot. Do you think he's got the required ability to take it over from Scotland? Yeah? He's good, yeah?
Yeah.
I've watched him a little bit, and he's strong, quick, can finish, goals, assists. He's unreal. But a lot of, again, it's that people will say, yeah, but that's Scotland. But
No, good players are good players.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kieron Tierney's your best left back. It's just a shame that he's had a bunch of injuries since he joined Arsenal. But the reason why he has a bunch of injuries is because he's played 50 games a season, 60 games a season since he was 16.
Yeah.
So if you've played that many games at that young age, eventually you're going to break down.
It's catching up.
So it's going to catch up for you. But if you take Callum McGregor, you could put him into Leicester, he would fit in nicely. You could take Odsonne Edouard, you can put him at Man City, you could put him at Arsenal, he'll fit in. He's a good player. The problem you've got was people would always question, it's a big jump up, but you're playing with better teammates who'll see you earlier. So if you make a good run, maybe your teammate in Scotland doesn't see you. Or even if they do see you, they don't necessarily have the technical quality to give you the ball exactly how you want it.
Yeah.
So if you're playing in a team like Celtic, let's say Mesut Ozil's playing next season, because Arteta might play him, Odsonne Edouard's going to run off the shoulder of somebody and the ball will land exactly where he wants it and he'll finish within 2 touches.
Yeah.
So for me, there's no really any debate of if he's good enough to do it. Is he able to work in sync with the players that I've got? If you're saying is he good enough to replace Aubameyang? Aubameyang's one of the best strikers in the world. So you're not going to get a like for like. But for me, I think he's better. I think Lacazette's been really disappointing. So
I think he's been poor.
And he was 50 million. But if you take him from Lyon, you go, well, there's no any doubts if he's good enough. The doubts come from where he's come from previously. So if Lacazette comes from Lyon and he bombs, nobody questions that you signed Dembele from Lyon. But if you signed Odsonne Edouard, who was at Celtic, Dembele from Celtic, you save 30 million, and
Yeah.
he's good enough anyway. So why do you need an extra? Why do you need a year in France to prove that you're good enough to play in England?
Yeah, it's very, very true. It's like people that don't want to buy shoes that are on sale. They're still the same shoe. It's still the same shoe. I know.
Exactly.
I know.
Do you want to pay £55? Do you want to pay £55 or do you want to pay £30?
Exactly.
Do you like it at £30? Exactly. Like you've got like Chris Ayer, for example. Chris Ayer plays for Celtic at centre back. He could step into Arsenal's back four right now and be good enough. So there's players up and down Scottish football that would walk into good English clubs, but it's just that it's getting rid of the stigma of where did he come from. But if you're a recruitment team in England just now, Celtic and Rangers have both done it in Europa League. Celtic have done it in the Champions League. So if you were taking a player from Dinamo Zagreb on the basis that they did all right in the group stage once, you would take players from the old firm on the same basis.
He knows his stuff, and if he's saying he's good enough, then I think he's good enough. What do you think? Don't forget to join us next week, where we'll be giving you part 2 of who could potentially be Arsenal's new centre-back. And of course, don't forget to join us on Sunday's show, where we'll be talking everything about transfers, youth development, up-and-coming players, who we should buy, who we should get rid of. You know how it is. You know the score. You know where it is. 8 o'clock every Sunday. You can catch these episodes every Wednesday. And of course, you can still catch my transfer exchange show in and around the week whenever we get transfer news. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay safe, peace out, and keep safe.